My name is Tom Reed. I'm 62 years old, and I'm a master electrician. My whole life, I've built things with these two calloused hands. My company, Reed Electric, started with just me and an old '98 van. Today, we're running 19 job sites across the state and bringing in over $9 million a year. I built all of it, every last bit, so my daughter Emily could have the life I never did. I paid for everything. Her private school, her college education, even her fancy apartment in New York City. So when she told me she was getting married, I didn't hesitate. I said, "Whatever it costs, sweetheart, you'll have your dream wedding." The final bill? $520,000. Every single invoice, every payment, had my signature on it. The venue was the stunning Willowbrook Manor. We had 300 guests. I made sure she had the best of everything. But on the big day, something felt off. Weeks before, Emily had come to me and said, "Dad, please don't talk about work. Preston's family is different. I love my daughter, and the last thing I wanted was to embarrass her, so I agreed. I stayed quiet. I kept my head down, even when her fiancé, Preston, would smirk at me whenever someone asked what I did for a living. Then, the moment that changed everything happened. I was standing nearby, and I heard Emily talking to one of the guests. The guest asked about her family, and I heard my daughter say, right in front of me, that her dad had passed away. I just stood there and swallowed the lump in my throat. I told myself, "Tom, let her have her moment. You've already done your part. This is her day." Then came the toasts. Preston's father, a silver-haired banker type, stood up, raised his glass, and announced, "Let's raise a glass to Emily's father, Charles, for raising such a refined and wonderful young woman." The whole room erupted in cheers. And then I saw Emily run over, hug this man and say, "Love you, Dad." I was sitting at table 19, in a rented tuxedo that cost me $99, clapping for a man who wasn't me. For a father, I wasn't. And that was it. That was my breaking point. I couldn't do it anymore. Slowly, I stood up. I walked right to the front, to the microphone. The room got quiet. I took a deep breath and said, "My name is Tom Reed. I am Emily's actual father. And I paid for every single thing in this room. The venue, the food, the flowers, the music. All of it." I pulled out my phone and opened my banking app. I showed them the balance $12.8 million. I started showing them the contracts, all with my name, Tom Reed, signed at the bottom. You could hear people gasping. Phones started coming out, recording everything. Just then, the venue manager, Lisa Grant, rushed over. She said, "Mr. Reed, the final $350,000 is due tonight." I looked her right in the eye, pulled the check from my pocket, tore it in half, and said, "Not anymore. The service stops right now." I refused to pay to be erased from my own daughter's life. Instantly, the band stopped playing. The servers walked off the floor. Guests, realizing the party was over, started heading for the doors. Emily was screaming at me, "You're ruining my life." Preston was shouting, "You'll pay for this." All I said back was, "I already did." By the next morning, it was all over social media. The wedding vendors sued me for the unpaid balances, but the story was out there. Preston's family name took a massive hit in the public eye. He filed for an annulment almost immediately. Emily lost her job, her circle of friends, and her expensive apartment. Her world crumbled. About 6 weeks later, my office door opened. It was Emily. No makeup, no designer clothes. For the first time in years, she just looked like my little girl again. She looked at me, her voice trembling, and said, "Dad, I want to earn my place. Can I start at Reed Electric? Maybe in dispatch? For $40,000 a year." I looked at her, at the genuine plea in her eyes. I said, "Monday, 7 a.m., sharp." There will be no shortcuts. She just nodded. And in that moment, for the first time since she was maybe 16 years old, I saw real clarity in her eyes. You see, I didn't lose a daughter that day at the wedding. I got her back. She is finally learning the lesson I've known my whole life. Real worth isn't something that is inherited or given to you. It's built. It's wired, one honest connection at a time. Thanks for taking the time to listen to my story. If it resonated with you, I'd appreciate it if you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more stories like this. Take care.